myself.
An Amtrak train derailed this afternoon near Emporia, sending at least 24 passengers to several hospitals. We'll have the story. Should the federal government get involved in the Alaskan oil cleanup? The Coast Guard says no. We'll tell you why.
This is Mike Russell. Everyone seems to be confused about the reasons why, but the fact of the matter is gas prices are increasing in Hampton Roads. The story coming up.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ed Hughes. The full report next on Live at 5.
Paul Tribble has accomplished much for families across the entire state of Virginia. Better health care and housing for seniors, tens of thousands of shipbuilding jobs, more funding for education and transportation, tougher drug laws, flood control, and a cleaner Chesapeake Bay. As prosecutor, congressman, and senator, Paul Tribble has the proven courage to lead Virginia into the future. Experienced, hardworking, trustworthy, Paul Tribble for governor, getting things done for all Virginians.
We help you grow wise. Who? Milorganite in your participating Growise Center, where this week's Wise Buy is Milorganite Organic Fertilizer, the brand golf courses and professional landscapers use for super lawns and shrubs. Regularly $9.99, a Wise Buy at $6.99. Hurry in today. Shop your Growise Center for quality, advice, and value. Growise has the answers.
Shop Robbins Corner Garden Center, Virginia Beach, Timberlake Nursery and Greenhouses, Chesapeake, and Virginia Beach Feed and Seed, Virginia Beach.
Welcome to Live at 5. An Amtrak train is wrecked in Skippers, Virginia, just south of Emporia. 24 people with minor injuries have been taken to Greensville Memorial Hospital and Halifax Memorial Hospital in Roanoke Rapids. The northbound Silver Star train with 519 passengers aboard derailed just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Reports from the scene say there are no life-threatening injuries. The train's 2 engines and 8 of the 18 cars derailed. And for an update now on the injured, we talk live by telephone to Dave Magruder. He's located at Greensville Memorial Hospital. Dave, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I hear you fine, Ed.
All right, just how many passengers have you got there? And I understand you also have the train engineer who was injured. What's the story?
We do have the engineer, and we have treated 14 patients here at the hospital from the accident. We have some others who have come in, the family members, and we're trying still to assess the exact number that we have. But none of the injuries have been what we would call serious, none life-threatening. We are in the process of transferring one of the patients up to MCV because of a back injury.
All right, what have you got? Cuts, bruises, broken bones, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that type of thing, and the complaint of the neck and back injury, which is real common when you have the sudden jolt.
What about the train engineer? Did you get a chance to talk to him at all?
No, I haven't. I've been so busy trying to collect information on who we have and how many people we have, and also just the extent of what injuries we know so far. But we're still in the process of assessing a lot of the injuries.
Okay, from your standpoint there at the hospital, everything under control?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, that was Dave Magruder talking to him live by telephone from Greensville Memorial Hospital. We'll have an update on this story for you tonight at 6. Well, the Navy tonight says it's done a second drug test for a Navy man who says he's been unjustly accused of drug abuse. News 3 military reporter Betty Francis is here now and has the results of the test in this exclusive report.
Ed, the results are not good news for hospital corpsman Walter Allen. Last week, we told you that Allen tested positive for marijuana use in a drug test that was taken last fall. Now the Navy says it's retested, and for the second time, the test came back positive for drug use. The hospital corpsman who works at the Portsmouth Naval Hospital says the results of this second drug test are also false. Allen says he asked the Navy to do a second drug test last fall, but was told his urine sample had been destroyed. And he says he has proof that the original sample was mishandled.
Most definitely there is a breach in the chain of custody, and that has been proven.
And that proof, Allen says, came at an administrative discharge hearing where the Navy's own drug expert testified that there was reason to believe the urine sample tested was not Allen's. The Navy says it stands behind the results of both drug tests, and Allen says his commanding officer refuses to believe he's innocent.
He just basically told me that he didn't believe what I said and didn't believe the recommendations that I had me on board, and that was his final decision.
But now the Navy says it will not discharge Allen, but Allen will be transferred to another command and stripped of his hospital corpsman rating.
I'm frustrated by that, and frustrated when you've proven yourself innocent, which, you know, was very hard to do, that you still have to accept these type of things and nothing seems to get done.
Allen says he may have one final appeal, but most likely will be out of the service before that appeal can be decided. Well, tonight, the Navy is continuing its investigation of a sailor accused in the scalding death of a fellow worker. Last January, fireman John Young was cleaning out a boiler on the ship Detroit when steam was allowed to flow from one boiler to the one he was in. 2 sailors are facing criminal charges in the death, and today, at an Article 32 hearing, boiler technician Danny Wayman was accused of being an accessory to involuntary manslaughter, dereliction of duty, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy to obstruct justice. The Navy says he knew a mistake had been made that led to the death of Young, but he tried to cover it up. And Ed, the second sailor that's accused in that case, is also facing charges of involuntary manslaughter.
All right, Article 32, what is that equivalent to in civilian terms?
In civilian life, it's like having a preliminary hearing and a grand jury hearing together.
All right, thank you very much. There was a minor fire in a storage locker on board the Norfolk-based aircraft carrier Coral Sea. It resulted in minor damage, and several sailors were treated for smoke inhalation. Quick response by damage control units prevented the fire from causing any considerable damage. The ship was operating off the Virginia coast when the fire broke out sometime yesterday. Bail for the captain of the Exxon Valdez has been reduced from $1 million to $25,000. New York judge said the $1 million bail for Joseph Hazelwood was not commensurate with the seriousness of the crime or the effect of the crime on the community. Meanwhile, angry state officials have asked the Coast Guard to take over the cleanup of the spill along the Alaskan coast. The tanker was freed from the reef 25 miles outside Valdez, then slowly moved to a remote area 30 miles away. The ship had to evade thousands of icebergs, some as big as houses. Officials and fishermen still say Exxon is not moving fast enough to clean up the spill. And at hearings today in Washington, Coast Guard Commandant Paul Yost said it boils down to dollars and cents. He said the oil liability fund is now down to $3 or $4 million, but Exxon is prepared to underwrite the entire cost.
We're looking at a corporate giant who has been a good corporate citizen in their response so far, willing to open their checkbook, put no limits on it. I would be very reluctant to federalize this bill with $4 million in my pocket when I know that we're spending over $100 million a day.
It was also reported today that the captain had put the ship on automatic pilot without telling the third mate. The report says the ship was placed on a collision course with the underwater reef. The FBI is now considering felony charges against Captain Hazelwood for violating the Clean Water Act. In the wake of the oil spill, 2 major oil companies are limiting gas deliveries to distributors in western states. Shell and Chevron say the limits are aimed at preventing gas hoarding. One spokesman says this is the first time gas rationing since the Arab oil embargo in the 70s. Well, what's been happening at the gas pump this week reminds us of the 1970s, wild price swings and lots of angry customers. The oil industry says OPEC production cuts combined with the Alaskan oil spill and the summer driving season are pushing the prices up. But as News 3's Mike Russell reports, customers aren't buying that explanation.
Gas prices are jumping in Hampton Roads, with some stations imposing daily or weekly increases. Prices have risen more than a penny a day for the past week at some stations. How are gas stations handling price increases from suppliers?
Just passing it on.
You have no choice?
No choice. Just pass the increases on to the customer.
We've been trying to hold our prices down to be competitive with the downtown area, but we also have to have enough margin that we don't have to close our doors also.
Customers are confused about the higher gas prices.
It has nothing to do with the tanker. It has to do with business. People just take advantage of any situation they can to raise the prices. Oil companies are the worst people in the world to do it.
And paying more, yes.
Just noticed it, huh?
Just noticed, yes.
Well, what's your reaction to that?
Well, I'm pretty ticked off.
No one knows how long the gas prices will increase. The best advice at this point is to do some comparative shopping because gas prices differ greatly from block to block. In Norfolk, Mike Russell, News 3.
Eastern Airlines is new owners tonight, an investment group led by Peter Uberoff and the airline's employees. Now, the deal was finalized today. The price tag, more than $460 million, and the strike-crippled carrier employees will get a major share of the company. Now, the transaction is subject to approval by Eastern's creditors and bankruptcy court, but Eastern's current owner, Frank Lorenzo, said today the financial deal will put Eastern back in the air very soon. Well, coming up on Live at 5, April showers and chilly temperatures. Andy has the forecast when we come back.
How much did you pay for your car? 5, 10, 15,000? Well, get back 100% of your car's value. Paul AutoMall will pay you 100% of your trade's value as listed in the NADA book towards new 89s, Jeeps, Hondas, Pontiacs, Eagles, GMC trucks. You'll still get 2.9% factory financing. Paul AutoMall's 100% trade-in sale.
Hi. Henry Block talks with concerned taxpayers.
After the sweeping tax changes we've had in the last couple of years, everybody's asking questions. They really don't understand what all the changes mean to them.
Hey, we weren't aware of these returns that we had coming to us. We didn't know.
They were very informative, very relaxed. They explained every step.
I wouldn't switch for nobody.
Join us at H&R Block and get the maximum refund you're entitled to.
I think it's great. Well, and now keep on coming.
Here you are, $4 coupons to King's Dominion. We're gonna fly the new Sky Pilot?
Yeah. Climb, dive, roll a 360.
How about Shockwave, the stand-up roller coaster?
Whoa, and the avalanche bobsled.
Then bring your 35mm film to People's for new 4x6 jumbo prints. They're 37% bigger. Two great choices, same low price.
Bring your film to People's Drug.
And pick up $4 coupons to King's Dominion.
On the next Cosby Show, Claire's down.
Is it broken? Snappo!
But not out.
Thursday at 5:30 on TV3.
Well, the month of April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and tonight is Celebrity Night, where radio and TV personalities and city officials will give their time waiting on tables at local restaurants with their tips and part of the proceeds going to a most worthwhile cause. Our own Gene Kapp will be waiting tables at La Galleria in downtown Norfolk, and he joins us now live. And, Gene, it looks like, well, you're all set to go, aren't you?
Ed, I got down here a little early today. They've got the antipasta table set up. The pizza man's getting the oven ready to go. Doors will open here at La Galleria around 5:30 tonight. They're expecting a big crowd. Of course, this being an annual event, we know what to expect. It's always a fun evening. There's lots of good food and a lot of good entertainment. I will be waiting on tables tonight, and I'll tell you what, I'm a little nervous about that, Ed. So I think what we'll do is get some expert advice, and Kim Anderson will be working here tonight. Kim waits on tables at La Galleria. Kim, kind of fill me in here. What some of the do's and don'ts when I hit these tables this evening?
Okay. One thing is always to greet your table promptly and with a smile. Always carry the essential waiter tools.
Oh, and what might that be?
A corkscrew.
All right.
Carry your pens.
Uh-huh.
And here at La Galleria, always carry a lighter.
So we have to be on our toes all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Now, I noticed you setting the table here a little bit earlier. We've got some condiments out here. What, a little bit of vinegar?
Vinegar and olive oil we have here.
Now, show me how to prepare these napkins, because I think I'll probably be making a mess at some point, and I'll need to be doing this. All right.
Fold them over like this.
Ed, I do these at home like this, too.
These are beautiful. Just shake it a little and turns an ordinary napkin and transforms into a beautiful centerpiece. Look at that.
That is nice.
Yeah, that's
All right, Kim, I'll be counting on you to kind of lead the way here tonight. Ed, the doors will open here at 5:30. Of course, TV3 people will be at a number of restaurants this evening. I'm going to get on the apron here in a little bit and see if I can't practice things up a bit.
Tell you what, don't mix up that vinegar with the wine. What section are you going to be in over there? I'm going to be down there with you, so is Michelle.
I'm the one all the way in the back.
Okay. We know why. Okay, I'll see you in about an hour.
All right.
Here are some of the other restaurants that will be participating tonight. Uncle Louie's at Ward's Corner, Rudy's, and the Intermission located on Colley Avenue in Norfolk, the Raven on Atlantic Avenue in Virginia Beach, and, of course, La Galleria at College Place in downtown Norfolk. It'll all start about 5:30 tonight. It will run through about 10 p.m., and, of course, all for the prevention of child abuse. All right, we're going to find out the weather. What a crazy day. A little wind, a little rain, a little sun. Andy, what are you doing? Pushing that button over there 4 or 5 times? What's going on, fella?
We're going to show you the radar in just a second to tell you why we're going to get some more showers tonight, and we're still getting some showers in the area. You would not believe this, but April is traditionally the driest month of the year. Ignore that old business about April showers. It is traditionally the driest, but this one is going to fool us. Okay, here's what we've got. First of all, we've got this big, long front out here that is off the coast, and the effects of it are still being felt? No. An upper-level system is causing this little area right here. This is the one that is going toward the east-northeast and causing the increasing cloudiness, the showers, and the thunderstorms that we've been having. This area back here is attributable to a low-pressure cell, and it is going to go through our area, I would say sometime tomorrow evening, and with that, we are going to get a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Now, there's been a big influx of cold air coming down out of Canada, and that influx of cold air is going to cause what I would say is some chilly temperatures, particularly for this time of the year. That low is going to cause rain Friday afternoon and chance of a thunderstorm again tomorrow evening. And with the influx of that colder air coming in, it's going to be even cooler, and that goes for about the next week. Saturday we'll have a clearing trend, but then some more showers on Sunday evening, or I should say Saturday evening. All right, now we'll take a look at our radar picture. And the radar shows that we have some showers and thunderstorms down there in the Albemarle, not in the Pamlico Sound area, and also approaching Albemarle Sound by way of Dare and Tyrrell counties, and those storms are moving toward the east-northeast. All right? Now we'll take a look at a closer view of the whole thing that includes Norfolk, and we have some showers west of us that we will be having for the next hour or so. Let's have a look at our current temperatures. In Norfolk, it's 49, Newport News 53. We have light rain. Here's the forecast: a shower early, then partly cloudy, chilly. The low temperature 36 to 42 degrees. For tomorrow, increasing cloudiness, chilly, rain arriving in the afternoon and tomorrow night, the high 50 to 55 degrees. At 6 o'clock tonight, we'll talk about the weekend. Join me then, Ed.
Boy, okay, we're sure taking our time getting into spring. All right, let's find out the stories we're working on for 6. We'll go back down to the newsroom where Michelle is standing by. Michelle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ed. The Norfolk Police Department's evidence locker is beginning to look more like an arsenal. The reason? They're confiscating many high-powered weapons from drug criminals. Tonight at 6, News 3's Bruce Berry takes a look at the stockpile. And the campaign to free James Brown from a South Carolina prison is taking off here today. We'll have that story for you, and we'll have live action from the Portsmouth Invitational Basketball Tournament with Ross McCallum tonight at 6. So plan to join us then. Ed?
All right, you all set to wait on tables tonight?
I am ready.
I'll be right there with you. Okay, when Live at 5 continues, April showers, chilly temperatures. Well, we had that forecast from Andy. And we're going to be back with sports in just a moment. Jim Hales is standing by.
Other dealers talk trucks. Peninsula Dodge stocks trucks. Push, pull, or drag that old clunker into Peninsula Dodge now, and it's worth at least $2,000 in trade on any truck in stock. Choose from over 3 acres of Dodge and Iveco trucks, work trucks, play trucks, 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive, Cummins turbo diesel, and more. And get a guaranteed trade of $2,000. Only at Peninsula Dodge, the Auto and Truck Discount Center, Jefferson Avenue, Newport News.
With Ortho Cleanup, your yard is manicured and free to thrive. This is where Ortho leadership in garden care really shows. Ortho Cleanup. It trims walkways and removes weeds down to their very roots. Only the beauty remains. You can tell just by looking. You're better off with Ortho.
Come load up on savings now during Builder Square Garden Kickoff. Because when Builder Square buys from manufacturers, we buy big by the trainload. Enough to guarantee our Garden Kickoff will lower prices on everything you need for your yard. It's going on now. Builder Square Garden Kickoff. It's gonna go fast.
You're looking at the newest breakthrough in home heat pumps from Lennox. The Scroll compressor. Quieter, more reliable, increased energy savings. The exclusive Lennox HP20 heat pump with Scroll compressor. Get up to $150 rebate or 0% financing on selected high-efficiency Lennox products.
The professionals at Sidney Jones Heating and Cooling want to show you how you may cut your utility bills in half.
Call me today.
White Stewart, serving Tidewater since 1915.
Your home comfort is our priority. Call us at 545-4646.
From Main Street to Hill Street, America, you'll never be over the hill.
Weeknights at 11:30 on TV3.
Okay, here's a neat story for you. This is the story of a local boy who made it against all odds after a terrible accident, and his doctor gave him a very special reward. To tell us about it, here's Jim Hales.
You better believe it, Ed. I'm pretty jealous just sitting here about all this. We got a couple of guys sitting next to me right now that just a month ago were down in Winter Haven, Florida, the side of the Boston Red Sox spring training facility. But to understand this whole story, we have to go back about a year. This is Keith Parr and Dr. Roy Kaplan. And Doctor, go ahead and tell us how this whole thing started.
Keith was transferred to us at King's Daughters in February of 1988 after being a passenger in a serious car accident with his dad. His dad sustained a very bad leg injury. Keith, they were both wearing seat belts. Keith had a severe liver injury, actually causing a rupture of his liver. So the seat belt that actually kept him alive at the same time injured him severely. He was transferred into us, as I said, and we performed several significant operations on him. I anesthetized him for the majority of those operations. So we got to know each other.
Critically injured, though, right? This was some serious injury, to say the least.
It was life-threatening.
All right. How did this whole baseball... I want you to explain this, Keith. How did you guys get to be baseball buddies?
See, when I was in the hospital bed and all, he came up and was talking to me, and he asked me what some of my favorite teams were. And he happened to ask me what my favorite baseball team was, and I said the Red Sox. And he asked me some questions about them,
and you answered the questions right, right? Okay, we want to go ahead and roll some tape now of the Winter Haven. And Roy, explain to me what this whole fantasy thing was about. And this is what you took Keith down to Florida for this fantasy camp.
This is the 6th annual Sox Exchange Fantasy Camp. It's run out of Vermont, but it actually focuses during spring training, just before spring training. And it's an opportunity for diehard Red Sox fans to get down to the Red Sox actual spring training site and have a reunion with old Red Sox players who have been retired from the game but are still very interested in keeping their profile up in baseball. Among them this year were Ted Williams, Dick Raditz, who was an ace reliever, Rico Petrocelli, Bobby Doerr, Hall of Famer. And when Keith's mother mentioned that they'd be taking a vacation in Florida, and I said I'd be down there as well in February, she thought it'd be great to surprise him and bring him to the Dream Camp. I added a further surprise by having him be the bat boy for the old pros. So he was rubbing elbows with all those old Red Sox players.
Yeah, and we've got some evidence of that right here. This is just amazing. Ted Williams on this, Rico Petrocelli, Louis Tiant. Tell me about some of the guys you met, Keith, and which ones really made an impression on you?
really most of them made an impression on me because they joke a lot and play around on the field.
You found out these were just average guys down there that are baseball heroes. I know for Roy, you go down there and do this thing. You've done it before, haven't you?
This is my return. I went in '87, and I took a year off to rebuild, and I went back this year in '89, and I had the chance to do a little working out before I went to the camp, practicing my batting down at Grand Slam USA. Yeah. So I felt in better shape when I got to the camp this year and had a great time.
Keith, how you feeling right now?
Feeling good. Really.
Going 100%?
Yeah.
No restrictions.
All right, glad to see you back on your feet. This is a great story. Thanks for coming down, Roy. I appreciate it. Good luck to you, Keith. I want to take this bat. You don't mind, do you? I might have to to take this thing away from you. This is incredible. Ed, we'll send it back to you, and you're going to be playing some Little League ball this year, right? Okay, real good. Maybe hope you learned something down there. Back to you, man.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Marvelous story. All right, here's a look at traffic. No accidents to report, but the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, guess what, folks? That's right, the westbound lane. Back up about 1 or 2 miles, about a 30-minute delay. The Portsmouth Midtown Tunnel, no problems, and downtown we have a disabled vehicle, eastbound lane, so a little bit of a backup there. Well, still ahead on Live at 5, the answer to a viewer's beef, and Designing Women goes all out to put on a wedding bash.
Charlie Falk is the class act in Tidewater. Not just words, facts. Watch. That's what Charlie Falk has done with thousands of old credit reports and made it possible for thousands of people to choose the clean, late model car of their choice. Over 500 in stock at 5 convenient locations. Get a $1,000 trade-in and take immediate delivery on a guaranteed quality car. And you can have it too. Just come to Charlie Falk and you'll find out why he's the man who'll show you the way to ride today.
So I said to the guy who installed my car stereo, make sure nothing goes wrong. He says, what could go wrong? What can go wrong? Everything. That's what could go wrong.
Nothing will go wrong if you buy your car stereo at Circuit City. Circuit City promises great selection, expert installation, and guaranteed low prices.
I should have gone to Circuit City!
Circuit City, the intelligent choice.
A radio is a radio, but AM 79 WTAR turns radio into a friend you can depend on. WTAR has Hampton Roads' most awarded news team, this area's most frequent traffic reports, and constant weather updates. AM 79 WTAR has a great variety of music and friendly people you can depend on. AM 79 WTAR, keeping you in touch.
Food Line picks a lot of iceberg lettuce here in Salinas, California. As soon as it's cut, each head is wrapped to keep it fresh and crisp. In less than 4 days, this head of lettuce will be in your Food Line store. In less than an hour, freshly packed produce like this is quick cooled to 34 degrees. And it stays that way until you pick it in a Food Line store. Food Line produce.